don't know about you, but for years I have struggled to get an even hem on my makes, especially on historical skirts over any kind of hip shaping. The solution in the patterns is always, have a buddy help you. But I'm on my own. There's no one here beside me. But you gotta have friends. Anyway, if you have a similar problem, don't worry. I've got a simple, easy trick that gets you a perfectly level hem every time, even over a giant false rump. And all you need is your favorite book series. Hey y'all, Jackie here and welcome to Fantastical Follies. Hemming this correctly starts at the very beginning, so put on your 18th century underpinnings. Put on that luscious rump, bootylicious. Grab a mirror and a tape measure. And let's get started. Using a tape measure, lower it over the largest part of your rump until the bottom of your measure is just slightly below your ankle. Got that measurement? Good. Add 1.5 inches. That's how long you want to make each panel. You'll want 2 to 3 panels total depending on the width of your fabric. Your ultimate goal is to get your hem circumference somewhere between 110 and 120 inches. 120 is choice, but if you're using 54 to 60 inch fabric, just cut 2 lengths of your measurement and sew the side seams together at the selvages. Then you don't have to fell your edges down. Pin and sew your side seams, leaving at least 14 inches open at the top of each side for your pocket slits. If you're on the larger side of the spectrum or using a very large rump, leave more open. If you're small or using a modest rump, then you can close it up to about 12 inches, but don't go any further than that. Once your seams are sewn, fold under your pocket slits and hem. Then hem the bottom of your petticoat with either a 1/4 or 1/2 inch seam. I also suggest edge finishing the top in the manner of your choosing, especially if your fabric frays a lot. Now it's time for pleating. Take your waist measurement and have it, then add 1 inch. Mark that width and the center. Match that to the center of your petticoat. Then pin the edges of your petticoat to the edges of your measurement. For the front, start with a 4-inch box pleat in the center. Then radiate your pleats out from there on each side toward the pocket slits. Late 18th century pleats are small, so aim about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch tops. First press and then pin your pleats carefully, at least 2 inches past the bottom of your pocket slits. Make the center few pleats a little bit longer, trust me on this. For the back, make a 4-inch reverse box pleat in the center back. Then radiate your pleats inward toward the center, away from the pocket slits, using the same width as the front. These don't have to go quite as long as the front pleats, but you want them to at least meet the bottom of the pocket slits near the sides. Now baste all your pleats in place. This is a pain, but it's a smaller pain than all of those pleats falling out while you're trying to level this thing. Okay, are you ready for my sneaky trick? Put those underpinnings on. Don't forget your shoes. Grab your stack of books. Stack them up to just below your ankle. Mark the center of a waist tape and tie it around your waist so that the ties are in the front. We're gonna go butt first. Put on your petticoat and tuck it under your waist tape. You may need to put it on the petticoat and then tie your waist tape over top of it, depending on the slippy slidiness of your fabric and the direction of your pins. Starting in the center back, pull the top up until your hem just brushes the top of your book stack. Now pin the petticoat to your waist tape, but not to your stays. Continue around, pinning every few inches until everything is even. Once it's how you like it, pin the waist tape into your stays at each pocket slit and the center back so it doesn't fall off. Then untie the tape. This is so it doesn't get in the way of pinning the front. Tie another waist tape around your waist, but this time tie it in the back. Now let's do the front. Same thing, folks. Starting in the center, pull up your petticoat until it's level with the books. There's going to be a lot more fabric above your tape this time around. You may need to release some of the pins around your hips. That's expected. Just let them up till they fall smooth. Thank you to everyone who's contributed on my Ko-fi page. Your continued support helps me make videos just like this one, and I appreciate you all so much. If you're wishing you could see more of this process, I'm only about $10 short of hitting my goal toward getting a working camera with an actual front viewfinder. I was genuinely thinking you could see me in the mirror through this entire demonstration, but no, I failed miserably. Sorry! If you need further clarification, drop down into the comments and let me know. I'll be happy to help you with any questions you might have. And there you go. That wasn't so bad, was it? Now, one last weird trick. On the right side, hem the bottom of your waist tape down to the petticoat, catching all of the folds and using a nice small stitch length. From here, you can cut the tops off if you want, but we're using the good stuff, silk taffeta. We want to preserve this fabric the best we can so it can be unpicked and used for another purpose later if need be. So just fold your sewn waistband over, leave those nice, neat, previously finished edges to live their free lives, and run another small hem stitch around the loose end of your waistband. Here's the finished sewn waistband. Don't worry that you can see some of the stitches on the front. This part of your petticoat will be covered by your gown. From here, reinforce your pleating if you need to by re-ironing. My practice petticoat was linen and kept the pleats fine, but this silk taffeta definitely needed the extra iron. Yes, I'm in my Regency stays here. It's a multi-video film sort of day. Once the front is completely sewn, put the petticoat back on and check to see if you need to make any small adjustments to the back pinning. Because this was pinned while wearing, the pleats and the waistband do get a little wonky in the back. To fix it, first smooth the pleats back down and repin them to a neater, more uniform look. Once they look nice, then readjust your waistband using a ruler to make sure each end is equidistant. Okay, here's the pleating on the back with the tape almost all the way sewn. I have sewn it just the one side. I had a lot more luck getting the pleats to behave by keeping them pinned and giving them a good iron while everything was pinned. I didn't do that for the front, and I think this was definitely the better way to do it. Definitely think it looks neater. Whether or not I'm gonna have to lengthen the pleats a little bit more, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see when I get it on after I finish the waistband. And then one little thing I wanted to show you, and I knew this was gonna happen and I'm not that worried about it, but as you can see, so my stitching on the side on the pocket slit has started to come out. That's okay, because we're gonna sew up the sides so that the pocket slit is the right size. So I'm gonna get this flipped and finish it out, and then we'll take a look at the pocket slits. Well, it's a look, a not very flattering look, but I was too lazy to put my stays on, so sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Two things. The opening is pretty good. This is the one that's come apart, so it's about 1 inch too low, so I'll just sew that little bit up by 1 inch. This needs to be fixed, and I think the way to do that is just to pleat down a little bit further. Also, if you have any other suggestions for how to fit 18th century clothing on yourself without a buddy, please leave me a comment below and let me know. I'll pin it. That way we can have a nice comprehensive list of fitting techniques for people when they start their Angelica gowns. All right, all that's left to do is fix the pleating in the back, and then I have to sew the edges of my tape. And we'll be ready for the reveal. So since that's not gonna make for very interesting content, and we've seen me iron enough in this video already, let's go straight to that. Also, look, I got my bookshelf back up, yay! Of course, the books are completely unalphabetized and a total mess, and I don't have the energy to take everything out and reorganize them, but hey, it's standing. Now you have something to wear under your Angelica gown. Y'all, I am so in love with this fabric. I love the way it looks with my stays too. I can't wait to show you the entire gown. And between you and me, I've got something really special planned for the reveal of that video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. And if you're ready to move on to making your Italian gown, I have a whole collaborative playlist just for you. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in my next video.